Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all of the market cycles that we're seeing today and explaining how identical it actually is to many of the prior bear markets in years past. This is one of the most confident building things that you guys are going to be able to find inside the markets, because once you see these patterns, you're going to start to understand and realize that the bottom of our market is very close to being in, if not already. If you're new and just find this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and with that being said, let's jump right into it today. Alrighty guys, so here we are to start off today's video, and we are going to be mapping out the similarities between Solana and Ethereum. This is going to blow your guys' minds because it is so important that we understand the big picture cycles so that we know when to get in and out of the market. Now, at the end of the day, guys, what we're going to be talking about is this first bull run for Ethereum and talking about how identical it actually is to this first bull run that we saw in Solana. Now, guys, this was taking us back into 2016 and 2017 for Ethereum, and this is really where we first made our big run into new all-time highs. Ethereum went from $6 to $450, and this is where we first saw our major pullback inside of that bull run. Ethereum pulled back about 60 to 70%, and we consolidated inside of this kind of formation here. And that was what led us before our new all-time highs, the blow-off top of that 2017 alt season, and $1,450 per Ethereum. Now guys, what I find so amazing is how not only do the cryptos change each and every cycle, the fundamentals are different, all of these things change, but the one thing that's the same is the emotions, and the cycles always mimic each other. They've continued to follow 4-year cycles, and that's the big thing we need to remember here. If we're looking at what Solana did in that last bull run, we almost did the same exact pattern. Solana went from, a lot smaller prices, it was only like $1 or so, all the way up to about $60, but it was still a huge move. ROI was similar to this Ethereum move as well. And then we kind of made this same sort of consolidation pattern. It was a little bit different in here, but nonetheless, it's still roughly the same sort of consolidation, and it led us to an inevitable blow-off top. And it was the same thing that happened in Solana as well as Ethereum. Solana peaked at about $260, a little bit different than Ethereum, but it had a much greater supply. So there are some differences each cycle, but the emotions are the same. It's the emotional psychology that creates these expansive cycles. And when we understand this, it allows us to have an advantage over the market. It allows us to take a step back and analyze things, as well as hold our own portfolios with a lot more confidence, and being able to understand that this is a long-term process. There's going to be periods where we're going to have to hold. We're going to have to continue to kind of stick to a bias, even though it might take a long time before we're proven right or wrong. But eventually, if we continue to stick to these things, we're going to be proven right much more than we're proven wrong. And when we stick to what holds the most value, then obviously speaking, that gives us the best opportunity. Now, guys, what we're going to be looking at here is the Wall Street cheat sheet, because in my opinion, all we're seeing is just the exact replication of these same emotions. The same patterns could be a little bit different, but what we're seeing is the same universal things, right? This is the bull cycle, the bear cycle, and now what we're really starting for Solana is this lengthy process here. And we don't know how long it's going to take. When we look at the Ethereum chart, Ethereum literally took 450 days approximately before we ended up finally cementing a bottom in here. And so we could potentially trend, that length of time in here for Solana. Looking at this, that's a lengthy period of time. But guys, what we're looking at here is such identical market structure that it gives me a lot of confidence when it comes to buying and laddering back into Solana, because there's FUD everywhere. Everybody's so bearish about the FTX collapse. Nobody's thinking about Solana right now. And what is amazing to me is how identical the price structure looks comparing it to Ethereum. So let's just get into that real quick. So in the bearish side of things, we make this bounce and rejection here. It's the same exact sequence of events that's played out inside of our most recent bear market for Solana. Now, this consolidation here for Ethereum, once again, is pretty much the same thing that we just went through with Solana. And now we're pretty much at the point of either the bottom of this bear cycle or very close to it. And I'll put some money down on that because I've started accumulating different picks, right? This consolidation is the same as this one. The secondary drop is the same as this one. And then this third drop is the same as this one. And then what does that lead us to? Well, the final capitulation of the cycle. Where was the bottom of this capitulation on Ethereum? This is going to blow your guys' minds. It wasn't the support of this move or any of this consolidation here. It actually swept the lows of this and bottomed right here. Now, let's go take a look at Solana. It didn't bottom at the lows here, right? It didn't bottom at these lows. It swept those lows and went and bottomed all the way down here in this support cluster. So we saw literally the exact same turn of events. And there's going to be people that come in here in the comments and they say, oh, well, it's going to be different. This time's always different, da-da-da-da-da. And here's the thing. It's not always that different. The emotional psychology of things stays the same. And so while people come in here and say that, the only reason they're saying that is because Solana is currently down 95% from the all-time highs, right? We had a nasty bear market. But Ethereum did as well. If we're comparing it to what we saw in the last bear market what I should say, Ethereum's first bear market, it was almost the same thing. It was only 1 percentage point off. So not only is the price structure identical, not only is the blockchain itself very similar, Solana and Ethereum are very identical as far as what they're doing. Not only are the time frames all identical, which, we can get into that as well. How long did the bear market last for Ethereum in its first cycle? From the peak high to the peak low, we were looking at about 336 days. From the peak high of Solana to where we were just at was 371 days. So what we're seeing is almost the exact same stuff. And so I tell you guys this stuff because at the end of the day, if you're trying to buy a bear market, this is where you want to buy. Because technically this is where we would expect to see capitulation. Technically this is capitulation. If we're looking at this as far as, expecting it to continue to follow the same turn of events that prior cycles have, which, guys, this is also, not just factoring in how identical the price action looks, but there's also 4-year cycles at play, and we're right at a major 4-year cycle low inside of the market. We're right at the end of the year. So if you're looking to buy a cycle, now is the time where you should be buying into it, right? We swept the lows in the exact same way that Ethereum did in its cycle. And so who knows what the bear side of things, the consolidation, ends up looking like. But, I'm ready for it, no matter what. If we go sideways for 456 days, then so be it. It doesn't necessarily matter that much. And so if you're somebody that's too skeptical on, buying right now, potentially you'll get another opportunity. And you probably will. The way that the cycles have worked, if Solana goes sideways for 456 days, then you're looking at February of 2024 as the time for re-entry, which, guys, I'll be honest, I'm not expecting this by any means whatsoever. I'm not expecting us to go sideways for this length of time. If we do, great. That gives everybody a lengthier period of time to be able to get back into the market, be able to accumulate. So, it's not a bad thing by any means. But if we're looking at that period, spring of 2024, then we're looking at a bottom that's going to take place around our Bitcoin halving. And that's something I've been talking to you guys about. And let's actually get into that right over here. Now, guys, the halving this cycle is going to be very important, and it is every single cycle. Now, how it factors into our next bull run is going to be equally as important as ever before, if not more important, because this time we have the opportunity that it could play out a little bit different than years past. Now, guys, every one of these dotted lines has been a halving. Halving, bull run. Halving, bull run. Halving, bull run, right? Every time we have one of these, it creates a massive price expansion into new all-time highs. Now, guys, what I've been talking to you guys about is the potential where what if this next halving is projected to be a little bit different? What about instead of us, kind of doing this turn of events where we make the first little higher highs in our bull run and then the halving comes and we get this big expanse into new all-time highs? What if, we start kind of trending sideways and then we start kind of uptrending like this? And we're already sitting at all-time highs, near all-time highs, or even into new all-time highs before we've had our next halving. Well, if that's the case, I'm definitely not going to be looking at this next halving as a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. If that's the case, I'm 100% going to be looking at this halving as a sell the news type of event. All of our prior cycles we've went through a lengthy period of consolidation sideways, or at least, we've been below our previous all-time highs up until the halving happens, and then we go into new all-time highs. The same thing happened in 2017. We're always pretty close to those all-time highs, but we're never into new all-time highs. The same thing was each and every one of these cycles. And so if we're sitting, at new all-time highs, we're breaking out into new all-time highs, and we still haven't had one of these Bitcoin halvings, I think that that's going to be a really big red flag, and it should at least be a big red flag for most people. And I think that we should at least take some profits before that event, if that's the case. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm going to be doing at the very least. But, if we end up following the same sort of turn of events, where we kind of just trend sideways for a while, we maybe break up, start the first impulses, and we're doing something like this, and then we get our halving, then most likely it's going to end up playing out in a similar fashion like our prior bull markets have, where we've just made the first beginning uptrend, and then the halving happens, and that's really what catalysts us into the new all-time highs. And so if that's going to be the case for Solana, that's really what's going to play into how our bottom is going to look. Because there's so many different variables, guys. We don't know how the next bull market's going to look like. We don't know, what's going to change. Is there going to be big regulation? Is there still going to be new cryptos that go bankrupt because of FTX? We still don't know. There's a lot of unknowings left in the market that we're going to have to wait and see. But what we do know is the identical nature of crypto mimicking each other. We know how identical, Bitcoin mimicked Ethereum's cycle. Well, let's remove these drawing tools real quick, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. For whatever reason, cryptos love to just mimic each other, and this has been kind of a staple since the very beginning of time. And if we come all the way back into this first cycle, for Ethereum, it looks identical to this first cycle that Bitcoin saw right over here. This was the top of Bitcoin at $1,150. Bitcoin and Ethereum followed each other as well. We went through almost the same sort of consolidation in here. Same sort of thing, led to the blow off top, and then we went through almost the same sort of bear market. 2 years of sideways, same double bottom formation, and then that's what led us into that next bull run, right? So all of these cryptos follow each other. And because they follow each other, it's important that we continue to look at the similarities. Now, the next crypto to be following the next similarity in the hierarchy is Solana, for whatever reason. Solana is the crypto that is not only following Bitcoin, but it's following Ethereum. And so every cycle, there's always a brand new crypto that performs exceptionally well. And whenever you're buying those in the bear market lows, I actually bought Ethereum. I accumulated Ethereum at $110, and even $100 was the lowest buy entry that I got into Ethereum in the bear market. And so Ethereum, from those entries to where it peaked at $4,500, I still made a significant amount of money. So even though Solana's sitting at $5 billion in market cap, if you're looking for high cap cryptos to invest in, the safer picks in the bear market, safer picks, might I add, because nobody's looking at Solana as a safe pick right now. But nobody was looking at Ethereum as a safe pick in the last bear market. Every single bear market, the emotions are the same. Everybody's right now panic selling Solana. They're calling it dead. Everybody's saying that it's going to collapse along with the FTX exchange. I don't think that's going to be the case, in the same way that I didn't think that was going to be the case with Ethereum. I went ahead and actually started to accumulate Solana. I went ahead and started to do these things because I believe it'll play out in a similar way that Ethereum did. The price structure can vary. We don't have to bottom sideways for 450 days. We might only go sideways for the next 150 to 300 days. I don't know what's going to happen. But the big thing to understand is the fact we're down 95% from all-time highs. We're at almost exactly 1 year of a bear market, which is exactly what we've seen in prior bear markets as far as where you want to buy. And we're also looking at the very low point of a 4-year cycle. So if you're looking to enter, I don't think that there's a better time. Keep in mind that this isn't financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. This is what I see in the market. And at the end of the day, this is my own portfolio that I'm kind of just, sharing with you guys, updating as we go, because I'm just all in on these cryptos, really just kind of holding them for the ride. And this is one that I still foresee as having a decent amount of opportunity. So guys, if you found value in this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos. If you guys want to download my free ebook, sign up for my video course, signals, anything like that, links are in the description for that. You guys can copy all my trades, any entries that I'm going to be posting, all of the coins that I talk about on this channel, all the entries and specific details where I'm taking profits on all of those, they get posted inside of my Discord. So if you guys want to get access to that, links are in the description to go ahead and sign up. Thank you guys so much for the support. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.